I recently just finished a book called The Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. It's about a girl who has no arms. She was born with no arms, and she always tells stories about like crazy ways she lost her arms to make it sound cool because people were always wondering. And like the book has nothing really to do with it, a cactus. It just talks about how she was like she talks about cactuses sometimes, but it's like only mentioned a few parts in the book. But it's about someone who's born with no arms. It's very original. Like the situations the person's put in are super original, and I would never think of like a story to make like this. Unlike other stories where I could probably like maybe think of a story or pretty close to that, but not like this. I can never think of anything like this. So original. Like where she has to start go to a whole new school and have to get used to everybody like staring at her, but didn't have any arms. I thought it was really cool, but she had to move from somewhere else to Stagecoach Pass because I think they're kind of like low on money, and the place was like kind of like a, I don't want to like say a park, but it was kind of close to that. It was like kind of a place where people came to. It was kind of like something for like, it was made like in older time. It was like in the 1900s, so it wasn't as popular in the time period during this like the current days. So I thought that was cool, like the interesting story. Now she had like the friends she made, they were like her. They were different, and people were always weirded out by them because they were different. One of her friends had like ticks, and he always like made weird noises and barked. The other was just fat, and everybody viewed them as like people who were like just looked weird and were different. I thought it was really cool about like the people she met and how they progressed as people, as they like just got used to people seeing them and just not worrying about what people think as they got braver. Because towards the end of the story, Avon, the main character, like she performed in front of a bunch of people on her guitar, and she didn't like to do that because of like, and she knows that what like some people think. I thought it was really like how she progressed in the beginning because she ate outside with them. She didn't want anybody to stare at her, and how she just played her guitar in front of so many people. I thought it was cool at how they progress as characters. It was also cool how they helped each other, like not get used to their differences, like how Avon helped a person with tics, helped him out, like not worry about what people think, and always like just be who you are. I thought that was cool as well. I didn't really have any problems with the book. That's just how good it was. I didn't find anything too really bad about it. I give it like probably a 10 out of 10. Most likely because of how original and good it was. I thought it was really good. The only part I didn't really like about the book was when Avon, like she was kind of, well, someone said like something kind of mean to her, and she was just kind of doubting herself, and she wasn't really being her like herself. I didn't like that part of the book just because it was sad, not because like it was a part of the book that it just made the book. I just didn't like seeing like the main character in that way, because this is not how the character is supposed to be. But that was just because she was going through something, and she came back from that in the end. So that's how she overcome from that. And her friend did like say sorry, and they got back together in the end. But I that's the only part I already kind of disliked, but it wasn't like a major part that I disliked. I really liked Avon's like character, like how she always jumped to conclusions, and always assumed things, and made up wild stories and imaginative creative things. I really like that. Like the character seemed really original, like someone I never really encountered in a book before. Their personality was pretty different compared to other people I've seen in books, like main characters in books. It was really cool because I never really encountered a person like that in a book. And it really shows Avon's character, like her parents, they always made her, when she was like young, try to figure out things herself without arms and not do it for her. So every time she did it, she'd know how to do it, to show how strong she was. And Like the parents didn't just want her to do it by herself. That they wanted her to figure it out, and I thought that was a pretty cool part. That's kind of how it made Avon's character. The parents just helping her so much, because without like her parents, she wouldn't be the character in the book she is, and I thought that was just really cool how the parents helped her, because she wouldn't be who she was without them. Back to how they helped each other like with their differences. Even helped the boy with tics like going to a meeting with other people with tics, and figuring out like learning how to not tick as much. And I just thought that was cool how they were helping each other with their differences. And the boy with tics would always tell Avon how it was cool how she could do everything with her legs, and he wanted to see her play the guitar, because it built her self-confidence, and also apparently like music helps people with ticking not tick as much. I thought that was cool how like it kind of related to each other. And this book is really cool because like you can't relate to it, so it's a new experience. But some books you can relate to, this book you can't, because it's about something different. Like because usually people, like not that I know of, nobody's really made like a story like this before. And it's something new, it's something cool and not relatable. So I thought that was why it was cool, like the originality, and something you have to get used to, and something that's new. So I thought that was a really cool part as well, that the author put in just like something so original and not relatable. I give this book a 10 out of 10 for its like original story. I could never think of this other like some books. Or like you could probably think of the story up if you think really hard, but not this. This is just so original, and the witty, funny characters, the humor, and just the progression of the story, and just the characters in general, like how they could relate to each other, and how the parents were so like they're like other, like they weren't like normal parents. They let her solve her own problems. And I thought that's just the originality is so cool. And I think this book should win the Newbery Award because of just how original it is. So that's my opinion on the book. Hope you liked it. And thanks for listening to this.